Hello everyone, this is Vishwas and welcome back to our YouTube channel Front-End Devs. In this video, we will explore around one of the recent announcement from React team, that is sunsetting of Create React app. In this video, we will talk about why React app is deprecated now, what are the different issues we have in it. Then does it also mean the React is losing its popularity? And in third point, we will talk about what are the different alternatives suggested by React team for Create React app. So we will understand the different frameworks and build tool to spin up our React application from the scratch. I think that's all about the introduction. To get more understanding around the topic, let's deep dive into the video. Now, if you visit the official website of React, they release one post on 14th Feb for sunsetting of Create React app. They mention that we are deprecating the Create React app for new apps, and they are also encouraging the existing app to be migrated to the framework like Next.js, or they are also suggesting migrate to build tool like Vite, Parcel, or Rsbuild. Now, when we talk about little bit history, React was released in May 2013, right? At that time, there was no proper way to create the React app. Like developer need to configure the build configuration, they need to configure the linting, dev server or hot module replacement, and they also need to install multiple packages to wire all them together. And that is a tedious task. But thankfully, in 2016, the Create React app was released, and with single command, we are able to spin up our React application. We just need to use the Create React app command, and it will take care all the configuration part for us. With single command, we are able to run the application, and due to that, multiple developer attracting towards React, right? They just need to install the single command and start working on their application. But if you look at the front-end web development enhancement, nowadays we will require multiple things in our application, including routing, data fetching, server-side rendering, and that capabilities are not provided by the Create React app. Now, first, let's understand a few of the drawbacks of the Create React app. If you go little bit down, we will see the different drawbacks associated with the Create React app. The first one is routing. They are not providing the inbuilt routing, right? To achieve the routing, we need to install the separate package, create React app, and we need to do our own configuration. Then if you come down, we have option of data fetching. Data fetching is also not inbuilt present in React, and for that, like we are using the different libraries like Axios, Fetch. But in that case, they are mentioning that like fetching the data in the component causes the network waterfall because we are fetching the data with the help of use effect, and use effect is called as soon as the component is rendered. We need some mechanism so that things are happen in simultaneously. Then if you come down, there are other drawbacks. Code splitting, right? There is no inbuilt code splitting, and for that, one option we can use the lazy loading, but they are also mentioning that if you go with the lazy loading, the code is not fetched until the components render, right? And which can also cause the network waterfall. Also, there are many more drawbacks, including accessibility, error handling, server side rendering is not there, static side generation is not available, and authentication as well as caching. Those are the different drawbacks, and to achieve all those features, we need to go with different packages. And again, that is overhead. And as we add more and more packages, the size of our node module get increases, which slow down our application. That's why React team decided to deprecate the Create React app. Now, if you go to top of the blog, right, we will see if you start creating the new application today with Create React app, it will give you a warning. Create React app is deprecated. And we will also see the same deprecation warning on official website of the Create React app as well as on their GitHub URL. Now, Create React app is deprecated. Does that mean the React is losing its popularity? The answer is no. React is still most popular library in the front-end development, and it will continue dominating the front-end world. Might be some people are moving to the Next.js, but to understand the Next.js, it is created on top of the React, and we need solid understanding around the React. Now let's talk about the different alternative suggested by React team for creating the React app. And we have two options here. The first option is migrate to the framework like Next.js, React Router, or Expo. Expo is specially used for React Native. And then we have few options for build tool like Vite, Parcel, and Rsbuild. But before deciding framework or build tool, we need to understand when we need to go with framework and when we can go with build tool. If you need everything from the scratch, right? If you have the big project and you need everything should be in place from first day, then you can go with the framework that will support the routing, data fetching, authentication, server side rendering, static side generation, and many more things. But if you are new and understand React in depth, I would suggest you always go with the build tool and create your React application from scratch. That will help you to understand how exactly things are working behind the scene. And once you have solid understanding around that, then you can move to the frameworks. Now let's start with the first build tool option, that is Vite, and we will see how exactly we can create the React application from scratch in Vite. For that, if you go down and look for the Vite here, they are providing a command to us. We can copy that command, and if you go to the VS Code, I have created one folder React apps, and we will add our Vite project under it. So for now, I will remove the template as well as application name, and we will see what Vite will be doing for us. We just need to hit the command Vite @latest, and it will give us multiple configuration. First, it asks you a project name. We can go with a default name, or you can choose any name that you want. Then it will ask you for select the framework. See how wide range it providing. We can go with vanilla JavaScript, Vue, React, P-React, and many more options, right? We are going with React, so let me choose the React project here, and then it will ask you to choose for the variant. If you want to go with the TypeScript, the first option is TypeScript with compiler or the transpiler Babel. The second option with the TypeScript plus SWC. SWC is Speedy Web Compiler. This is alternative for the Babel, and this is the fast compiler or the compiler with very high speed used nowadays. Then we have JavaScript with Babel, JavaScript with SWC, and we can choose the React Router version 7. So let me go with JavaScript, and it will create the initial Vite project for us. Now we need to go inside our Vite project and just need to do the npm install. It will install all the required libraries for us. Now, if I go to the package.json and look for the details, we will see, let me scroll this little bit down. We will see in the dev dependencies, we have ESLint and all the required dependencies, including Vite. And in dependencies, we have React and React DOM. And then if you go to the index.html, this is the initial file for your React application. And here we are expecting ID as a root. And then we have initial file as a main.jsx. Now, if I go to the src and look for the main.jsx, it will just import the app component. And in app component, we have initial code required to start our React application. I think that is very initial boilerplate code. Let's wait until the uninstall complete, and then we will run our application. Yes, now npm install is done, and if you go to the package.json, we can run our command with dev script. For that, let me run npm run dev, and it should start running our React application with Vite. Now it will run our application on this particular URL. If I go to the Chrome, yeah, we will see our first React application is working with Vite. Here we have counter application, and initial application is working as expected. Now you can go to the app.js, edit your changes, and start working on your application. If you need more understanding around the Vite, you can visit the official website vite.dev, and we will file all the configuration available there. This is the build tool which is much faster, provide more configuration, and having the more flexibility as compared to create React app. Now let's talk about next build tool, that is Parcel. When we talk about the parcel is come up with the zero configuration, and by default it will support for fast refresh, JSX, TypeScript, flow, and styling out of the box. Now for a detailed installation of the parcel, let's go to the official website, and here we have installation for React. We need to install React and React DOM. For that, let me go to the VS Code, and I will add one folder here, mkdir, and I will give name of my project as a Parcel project. Let me go inside this folder, and here we will do npm init. I will use -y to answer all the default questions. And now I will do npm install for React and React DOM. Let's wait until it's complete. Yes, React and React DOM are installed now. If you go to the package.json file, we will see both the packages are installed. And now what we will do, we will move to the next step. In next step, we need to create three different files. One is index.html, another one is index.js, and the third one is app.js. And we need to add the initial required code to run our React application. For that, let me add three different files. The first file is index.html. Then second file will be index.js. And I will add a third file that will be app.js. Now copy the code for all the three files. Code in the index.html is very simple. We just need to add this code here. Make sure that ID is present with app. Then we will add the next file, that is index.js. Here we are just importing the create root from the React, and we are importing the app component. Let me add that code here, and finally we need to add the app component. App component is very simple. We are just exporting the functional component with hello world statement. We have created all the three files here. Basically, we need to move all those three files under the src folder. Let me create that and move all these three files in that. Yes, all three files are moved under the src folder, and now we will run the command npx parcel, and then we need to give the path of your index.html file. It will execute our index.html file, and then it will run our React project. Here our script is executed successfully. It will run our application on localhost. Let me copy this URL. But if you look at here, it have created the dist folder for us to create our application from bundled code, and it also created the parcel cache folder us for handling the better caching. Now let me go to the Chrome and hit this particular URL. You will see our React parcel application working as expected. If you go to app.js file and update some content and save it, you will see it will auto run the application and changes are reflected on the browser. That way it having the inbuilt support for hot module replacement. I think that's all about the parcel. If you need more understanding, you can visit the official website and get more understanding around the interesting features. Now let's talk about third and next build tool, that is Rsbuild. Rsbuild is relatively new as compared to Vite and Parcel, but that is also official recommendation from React to create the React project. So if you go here and talk about the Rsbuild, it will provide the seamless development experience for a React application, and it will also provide the inbuilt support for fast refresh, JSX, TypeScript, and the styling. We will go to the official documentation now and read more about that. Creating the React project is very simple. We just need to use the command npm create rsbuild @latest. It is same as Vite. Let me go to the VS Code and run that command in our React app folder. Currently here we have two projects now. One is with Vite, one is with Parcel, and the third one we are creating with Rsbuild. It will ask you for the project name. You can go with the default project for now. Then it will ask for the framework, whether it is vanilla or the React 19 or React 18. I'm going with React 19 and we will go with JavaScript. Then it will also ask for the additional tool like ESLint or the Prettier for your linting and formatting. So let me select both those tools. And once I hit enter, it will create a new project for us. That is Rsbuild, and it will having the same code that we are going with create React app or the Vite application. At root level, we have package.json, and in the src folder, we have index.jsx and app.jsx file. Now let me go to newly created folder and I will hit the command npm install to install all the required dependencies. Now npm install is successful, and if you look at package.json and look for the dev script, it will run our application. For that, let me use npm run dev, and it should start your Rsbuild React application. Yeah, build is started. It will run our application on port number 3000, and it successfully load our application with Rsbuild. I think that's all about Rsbuild. We successfully created React application by all the three different way suggested by React team as alternative of create React app. You can go through details of all the three implementation ways and get more understanding around it from their official website. Now, if you are working on more complex application and want everything as a part of your project, starting with routing, authentication, and the data fetching and many more things, you can go with frameworks, right? And one of the most important and widely used framework is Next.js. If you visit the official documentation of the Next.js, we will see this framework is on top of the React, and we can start creating the framework with very simple command npx create next app @latest. Let me go to the VS Code and we will create Next.js application as well. For that, let me run this particular command. It will ask you for the project name. I will go with the default project name. Then whether we want to go with the TypeScript or JavaScript, by default, I will go with no. Then it will ask you to whether you want to go with ESLint. I will go with yes. Tailwind CSS, I will go with no. Then it will ask, would you like to your code inside the src folder? For now, I will go with no. And for app router, I will go with yes. For turbo repo, I will choose no. And for the customization option, I will also go with no now. Now it is installing all the required dependencies. Now all the dependencies are installed successfully. If you look at here, our project is created, that is my app. And if you go inside it, we will see at root level, we have multiple configuration file. We have JS configuration, we have next config. This file we will enhance when we add multiple features, and then we have package.json file, right? In the package.json file, we have few scripts, to run or build our application. And in dependencies, we have React, React DOM, and Next.js. When we are using Next.js 15, we need to go with node version more than 20. Also, we have few dependencies for linting and prettier configuration. And now if you go to app folder, we have two major files. One is page.js and another one is layout.js. And both these files are reserved files when we are going with app router based implementation. And the page file is used to show the content of the page, and layout file is used to show the layout of your page. For that, I will go to folder cd my app, and then I will run the command npm run dev. It is compiled our application, and the application is compiled successfully. Let me go to the localhost 3000 and run my application. Yeah, our Next.js application is running now, and we are able to see the application. I think that's all about the Next.js. If you need more detail around it, you can visit the official website and understand more around that once you are done with your React understanding. If you look at the detail around it, the Next.js is providing the built-in optimization, dynamic HTML streaming, React server components. It's having the inbuilt data fetching, CSS supports. It's having the client and server side rendering. Then it having the server actions, route handlers, middlewares, and many more things. Also, if you visit the official document, you can see the documentation in two different format. The one is using app router and the second one is using pages router. The app router is most recommended and latest way for using the Next.js. Now, if you look at next recommendation, it is the React router framework, and we have Expo Webpack framework. I think you can try those options by your own, but we have covered in-depth understanding around the create React app deprecation and the different alternatives we have with build tool as well as Next.js as a complete framework. Finally, if you are enjoying my videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe that with your friend. It took a lot of effort to create those videos, and sharing them with your friend help them to reach more people. Your support means a lot to me. Thank you for watching and see you in next one. Till now, thank you. Bye.